Wesley Benyard here from Savannah. He runs into one of his blockers, and I thought Wesley probably could have gotten a little more, and that blocker not gotten in the way and then hitting someone else. This is Wesley again on the toss, and he turns the ball upfield, and he's doing a real good job of squaring his shoulders up and getting it upfield. Here he's going to slip, and Wesley had a fine day on Saturday. He picked up 57 yards, probably the finest day rushing of his career at Savannah State. And Richard Basil goes back here to pass, and he gets trapped, and you can see him picking and weaving his way for a 66-yard touchdown. And this is the first time in 13 games that Tuskegee had a touchdown scored on him in the first quarter, so Richard took care of that.
And that was a good run by Richard. Of course, you said he was trapped back there, and he talked with us about that run as he got out of the pocket and ran on in for the touchdown. Okay, Richard, you went back, you were kind of trapped there, and you were able to scramble out. Sort of reminded me of Marcus Allen in the Super Bowl a few years ago. But tell me about that run you made there, 66 yards.
Well, we dropped back in the 50 pass, and they had some stunts. I guess just everything looked familiar to them. They stunted in, and I stepped up in the pocket, and there was nobody open, so I just found an open hole and took running, and I got a good block from Earl Bryant, wide out, and it was wide open.
Clear sailing.
Clear sailing.
And, Coach, as he mentioned, it was clear sailing for 66 yards, and then you had the PAT coming up after the touchdown, and that wasn't quite as successful in the opening.
Well, Randy Pitts came on and pushed it off to the right, but he's going to do a fine job later on in the ball game, as you can see, and we're up now 6-0. This is Earl Bryant kicking off, and Earl gets a real good high kickoff here. You kind of ball them in, but this guy makes a good effort out of it. You can see Deion Jennings and several other Tigers down there on the kickoff. We go on defense here, and that's Damon Johnson, number 93. Damon Simmons here from Savannah does a good job of coverage, and we make a good play here. You can see our defense is really, that's Norman McGathy really getting in there and making the big play on defense. This is Maurice Hurd for Tuskegee. Throws a long one here, and we had some people out of position here, and he really he aired it out on that one. And we don't get people over here to cut off, and they seal on the inside, and you can see the runner goes in for their first touchdown, about 21 yards, and the score now is 6-6.
Yeah, they struck right back, but unfortunately, Eric Brown comes through here and blocks the
right. He blocks it, and we could have, with the new rule, and you'll see later on in the ball game, we could have picked it up and ran in for 2 points, but the ball bounced their way, and the score is 6-6 at this point.
Here we go with
the
kickoff
here, and Willie DeLoach gets the ball, and Willie does a fine job of return. We're going to do a better job of blocking, and you can see him hits it here to the outside, and Willie's a freshman from Savannah and does an excellent job. He's a Tompkins High School graduate. We go now into our shotgun offense, and this is Richard here completing the ball to Sharp. Sharp had a real fine day. He had 1 TD and 91 yards in reception. That's a good block over there. You can see how elusive Richard is. He's going to get trapped here, but he makes things happen with the football, and we're going to punt it. Earl Bryant had an excellent day of punting. He punted the ball for 43.8 average in the ball game, and he really kept them balled up. And you can see our defensive front here with Hurd, Pyatt, and Johnson playing real good defense, backed up by McGaith and McCormick. And this is Wesley McGriff making the pass, hurry, and we didn't cover the tight end. They got to punt the ball away. We're going to have to work on our special teams on receiving. We're not getting real excellent blocking. This is DeLoach. Willie does a real nifty job of running there and getting the ball in field, real good field position.
That was a 20-yard return by him there,
right.
And then you start off.
And we run an option play here. This is Richard, picks up some good yardage. I want to commend our offensive line. They did an excellent job. Ken Brown catches a dump to the tight end here. We go now into the second quarter, and Richard comes back and throws one to Earl Bryant. Earl's an all-around athlete. Earl does quite a few things for us. This is Edwin Ford here from Savannah, and Ford had a real good day. Ford probably had a better day carrying the ball than he has since he's been here. And this is Ken Brown going up and over. And those receivers get the attitude that once the ball gets in the air, it's theirs.
That's right. And
we'll see this again. And Ken does a real good job of catching that. He's given us a lot of help at tight end. And Randy Pitts comes on and don't get a real good kick, but Randy pushes it through. And it was a wet day, and I don't know if Randy could plant his foot real good, but you're going to see some good plays by Randy later on.
13-6 now.
Earl Bryant kicks the ball off for us. And you can see we're getting down the field. We don't do a good job on this one. They get the ball, in real good field position. Hurd goes back to pass. And we missed an assignment on this. You know, we had a, but they fumbled the football, and that's heads-up play right there.
Good hit by Mike Wallace there,
Right.
causing the fumble.
That's our offensive line coming out doing a real good job of blocking. And Shannon makes a good catch on this. He makes that catch close to the sideline. This is Binyard. You see him turn those shoulders upfield. That's what we wanted him to do, and did a real good job. Now, Richard threw this one and wanted to go back to get it. He threw the ball all the way across the field, and they intercept the ball, but you can see Richard makes a heads-up play here.
Stop the run back, because that could have gone all the way.
It could have gone all the way and probably would have hurt our effort that day. Richard goes up here high again on top, and they make a good play. They had their strong safety playing back deep, and Earl going to come on the punt, and he's going to hit a good one.
And Shannon mentioned how they were double teaming and triple teaming him, and that made it difficult, but he still had a good day.
He still had a good day. That's the mark of a good athlete. They run a pick route here, a crossing route down on the goal line, and you can see they catch the football, and they come here, and Coach Russell was on the sideline telling the defense, watch for the pass, and we didn't play heads-up football, and they got the 2 points. We're down by 1 point at this point in the ballgame.
14-13 with 5:05 left in the first half. You take the kickoff here. We
get the kickoff. Binyard gets it again and gets the ball back upfield on his side of the field, and Richard makes a fake. Richard is a good scrambler. He can, you really can't zero in on Richard because he can get out of that pocket and make things happen. This is Linus Glover. Linus was out last week. He didn't play in our first ball game, and he comes back. And you can see the ball was intended for the tight end, but Sharp was somewhere in the way and came up with a good one-hand catch. You'll see it again.
That was a pretty catch, too.
Yeah, that was we should have had those two receivers in the same zone, but Sharp makes the big play. And here Ford comes again, and you can see Ford weaving his way through, and we get an illegal procedure here called here.
Then you come right back.
We come right back. We're fighting to get on the board, and you can see Richard throws it to Shannon. Shannon gets the ball in real good field position. We're trying to get in the end zone before the half ends. And this is Binyard. See that nifty run by Binyard.
Good stiff arm.
He's catching the ball much better this year than he has in the past. I think, our offensive coordinator, Coach McNeil, has some things, set up for him in our offense. And this is going to be a heads-up play by Sharp, and that's it. That's the way it ended.
Okay, and as you said, Shannon caught that ball, and he's going to comment on it for us here.
That play came up right there at the end of the half.
Well, me and Basil had discussed that he was going to throw the ball up into the outside, regardless of what happened. And so when he got in trouble, I seen him get in trouble, so I went to the back of the end zone. Everyone collapsed, and he threw it anyway. And I was thinking, I said, I've got to catch this ball. I've got to catch it. And when it got just about to him, I went up. They were just, they thought we were going to just stay on the ground. And when I went up, there wasn't anyone up there with me, and I brought it down.
Pitch comes on here and tacks on the extra point, and we go in 20-14.
We'll be back with the second half highlights after this.